good. Alright, the rest of them we don't even care about. Alright. Melee weapons, every single one of them, dog shit tier. Absolutely horrible weapons. And I'll explain to you why. Hammer is good, it's B tier plus. I'll explain to you why the melee weapons are not good, okay? Number one, the balancing for melee weapons will never be good, and here's the reason. You've only got 2 or 3 variables to change on melee weapons to make them balanced. Versus if you take any of these other guns, like the MP5, the LH1, whatever it might be, any of these automatic guns, you're able to change the fire rate, the optic, the mag size, the damage per shot, the damage range fall off, etc. Right? The recoil. You're able to change all those things. But when it comes to melee weapons, the only thing you can do is swing speed and damage. And that's pretty much all you can change. There's not much else you could do. Because the character speeds are already set at what class you pick. So that doesn't even really matter. So for that reason, all the melee weapons are dog shit tier. Not to mention, they have pretty much no versatility. Right? So in ranked, you're going to use one of these weapons and basically never be able to do anything. Because you don't have the versatility. You have to sit in a corner and kind of just like pray for the best. So melee weapons, dog shit. Moving on. Let's go to an S tier weapon. The MP5 for light. This gun's insane. You guys have been seeing me play light the past few weeks. I basically transitioned from a full-time medium player to a full-time light player. That's crazy, isn't it? I used to hate on lights too. But the MP5, it has no recoil. I cannot even stress that enough. It literally does not move. Like, the gun has no recoil at any range. Its fire rate is insane. The damage is absolutely insane, especially if you're up close. And the damage range fall off, really not that bad. Not to mention, it's got an optic. One of the few guns in the game to have an optic. So that alone puts it up in the S tier. Yeah, that gun's great. Let's look at... Whew, we could get controversial. I mean, we could get controversial. Where do I want to put this next weapon? Let me think about this. Oh, while I think about it, we forgot a melee weapon. Yes, the riot shield is dog shit. And that's what it is. That's the truth. But let me think about where I want to put this next weapon here. Man. Okay. I gotta be fair. I'm gonna put this in D tier. Maybe it would be C tier, but because of my bias and how much I hate the GL, I'm putting it in D tier. And I'm gonna put the heavy one in F tier. The reason being, the medium GL blows up on contact, whereas the heavy one does not. So I find this one a little more difficult to use. I think the medium GL is a lot easier to use, a little more consistent. But here's the reason they're so low. Alright? I'm tempted to put them in the dog shit tier, because let's be honest, that's what these weapons are. Right? Chat says no, GL is good. Listen. Regardless of how good or bad the weapon is, I think everybody here can agree that, especially if you're a light player, or really any player, it is the most annoying thing to run against GLs running turrets. It's just the most annoying thing. If you're a light player, you can actually die like 2 shots. You just insta die. You literally insta die. Like, I'm playing casual and I run into a triple GL with turrets, and it's like, dear God, bro, like, God forbid one of these guys like accidentally hit me while they're just like wildly spraying into the air, like hoping something happens, just for me to uncloak, get caught by their 3 turrets, and get melted. Literally melted, bro. So for that reason, I'm putting these in D and F. They're low skill weapons, very low skill weapons. If you main one of the GLs, I hate to break it to you, but you might want to try Minecraft. Moving on. Here we go. We can just keep getting controversial with it. Let's do another controversial one. Let me think where I want to put the sniper at. Let me think about this. Objectively, you would have to say the sniper's like A tier. Objectively speaking, based on its damage and all of that, but realistically speaking, this is a dog shit gun. Now, maybe you could argue it would be D or F tier, but I'm going to put it in dog shit tier, and here's why. This gun is the most frustrating thing to play of all time. To play against, I mean. I know you guys have played it, especially in power shift. You're sitting there on the point, trying to move it, and there's a sniper on top of the crane, or on top of the cathedral, 1,000 meters away. Chris Kyle, sniping your shit. Boom, 230 HP, gone. Now you gotta heal up. Now you gotta wait 10 seconds. Now you have to wait 10 seconds to get your HP back. God forbid you're playing Terminal Attack, which is the new ranked game mode. God forbid that, because you know for sure the sniper's gonna grapple up to the highest point in the map. I don't know if you guys have seen any footage of the new map, but there's a giant tower in the middle that overlooks the whole map. Bro, you already know you're playing Terminal Attack on the new game mode. The sniper spawns in. The first thing he does is grapple up to the tower. Boom, 115 every single shot he hits. At minimum 115, maybe 230. God forbid you took 20 damage on medium. Your ass is dead. Randomly. God forbid you're on light. That shit was a mistake. You've only got 150 HP. You're just insta-dead. So this gun does not fit the finals. It has no place in this game. This game is like a fast-paced shooter. This gun has no place in the finals. It doesn't make sense, especially with the direction they're pushing the game in with Terminal Attack and you know, power shift. These game modes they're introducing, the sniper doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense in the traditional cash out game mode, and that's because realistically the sniper's not that good up close. Like, it can be really frustrating, like getting hipfire headshot by a sniper up close. But realistically, like, it's only a problem from range. So in cash out, you're never with your team. The sniper player is always on the last place team. All the time. Alright, let's move on to some more positive guns here. Chat's talking about the Revolver. Big Johnson says Revolver is D tier. Nah, there's no way. The Revolver...
Must do backflips on it.
What's up, Joe? I think the Revolver goes... Let me think.
I was typing in your chat.
Well, hold on. The Revolver goes B tier. And the Revolver goes B tier, I think, because while it could be really good and you can absolutely shred people, the problem is you have to be really good. You have to be like extremely good. And you don't have a very high mag capacity. So even if you are really good, oftentimes, especially in cash out ranked, you're just going to die. Chat says C tier. I could see C tier. You know, we'll go C tier. I think you're right. I think moving into C tier makes more sense. Alright, moving on. The weapon I've played the most with in the finals, the FCAR. Now, I'm going to put the FCAR in S tier. Even with all the nerfs recently. I see a lot of people talking about how difficult the recoil is. Look up a recoil smoothing video. Maybe I'll make one. Subscribe to the channel. Maybe I'll make a recoil tutorial. But the FCAR is easily S tier for multiple reasons. Number one, it's just a good, like, traditional AR. It does good damage. The fire rate's it's alright, but it does good damage. The recoil, if you do recoil smoothing, there is no recoil. And with the optic, it's one of the few guns in the game with an optic. Easily S tier, purely because of that. Chat says it's A tier because it doesn't have a lot of ammo. Trust me, you've got enough ammo to take out your opponents, let me tell you. It only has 5 less bullets than the MP5, which is also S tier. And the MP5 shoots much faster, meaning you could theoretically miss your shots way easier. Just hit your shots, exactly. The FCAR is easily S tier. Easily S tier. Let's move on to the other medium gun that I see people using all the time, the AK. I'm going to put the AK A tier. The only thing stopping the AK from being an S tier is it doesn't have an optic. That's the only thing that is causing me to place it in A tier. It's a pretty fun gun, but I don't find myself killing people as easily as I do with the FCAR. So if it had an optic, I'd probably use it way more. Moving on, let's look at the model. We'll do another medium gun. We're going through them. The model is definitely... Where should the model go? Definitely S or A. Let me see. I'm going to say it's A tier. I'm going to say it's A tier right now. Chat says B tier, A tier. I think it's A tier. You don't quite have the versatility that I would like. Like, for example, if you had an automatic AR, you're kind of limited on range. So you need to position yourself better. And if you're positioning yourself differently than you would normally, that means your team kind of has to position themselves differently as well. That way you guys aren't split apart. So because this gun doesn't have great versatility, I'm going to put it at A tier. But I don't think, if this shotgun was S tier, I'd probably be losing my mind. I would probably be losing my mind. Absolutely. All right, let's do some heavy weapons. The flamethrower, man. I'm going to put the flamethrower in D tier. It's not quite F tier. I think it's okay. It deals decent damage. And the burn is really annoying. Like, he can shoot you, pull up his shield, and then he's fully shielded while you're just taking damage. So a good flamethrower player, they'll either use like the goo gun and trap you and burn you to death. I made a video on that before. Or they'll just tap you with the fire and then pull up their mesh shield. And then essentially, you're just taking damage while they're shielded. Now, I'm putting it low because, again, it lacks versatility. You've got short range. And for that, I think it limits what you can do in game. Definitely. Not to mention, I think it's a pretty low skill weapon. Let's be honest, it's a pretty low skill weapon. Alright, moving on. Let's do another heavy weapon, the M60. D tier. I know a lot of people have been saying recently that the M60 is buffed, or it's good, or it's better than the Lewis gun for whichever reasons. But I'll be honest with you, the M60 is trash. The iron sights, not my favorite. The recoil, it feels like there's way more recoil on the M60 than there is on the Lewis gun. Maybe I'm just not used to it. But the extra mag capacity does not mean anything to me when I can kill a whole team of 3 with the Lewis gun still. It doesn't matter. So this is going D tier. Let's see what's next. We got some light guns. Let's try to get these light guns out of here. LH1, A tier. The only reason this gun wouldn't be higher is because of the visual recoil and no optic. But honestly, if this thing had an optic and the recoil was super low, it would be probably like the best gun in the game. But because of the visual recoil, it's kind of hard to use, especially with the iron sights. So as good as it is, it's gonna stay A tier. The M11, I'm actually gonna go C tier because I'm comparing it right now to some of the other light guns, and the M11 is one that I just would not pick over several other light guns. I know it has more ammo than the MP5, but honestly, I find myself needing way more bullets to kill a single person. Maybe it's because it has iron sights, or the recoil is weird, or it does less damage. I don't know what it is, but I can kill people with the MP5 way faster than I can with the M11. So I'm placing it C tier. The pistol for light, chat is saying D tier. Absolutely not, bro. This thing is B tier. You throw that alien skin on there, you throw that ray gun skin on there, this shit just went up to A tier somehow. If you don't have that skin though, it's probably around B tier. But this thing does a lot of damage. Its range is pretty decent, and it actually has a ton of ammo. I actually really like this pistol. I don't have much more to say about it, but the pistol's pretty good. Definitely not as good as like the MP5, but not that bad. I would probably run I would probably run the pistol before I ran the LH1, simply because I'm not good with the LH1. The pistol's way easier to use. Alright, let's get one more heavy gun. Lewis gun, S tier. Range is pretty good. The recoil is a bit rough if you're comparing it to some of the other guns here. But to be honest, this is definitely probably the best heavy weapon. It's got more versatility than the shotgun. Good range, good damage, good mag size, and the reload really isn't that bad, especially for an LMG. So that's definitely going to be S tier. Let's do the last light gun, the shotgun. I think we're putting the shotgun... Realistically speaking, is C tier. You can play really, really good with the double barrel, and you could maybe argue B tier. But I'm trying to think when I place these weapons from the perspective of ranked. And in ranked, sure, I've even had games where I played good with it. But at the end of the day, is it better than the MP5? Or is it more versatile than the pistol? I don't think so. I've got longer range with the pistol. I've got more ammo. I could take out multiple targets. I can't quite do that with the shotgun. So I think if the pistol's B tier, then the shotgun has to be C tier. And that just leaves us with the heavy shotgun. Honestly, I'm kind of conflicted on where to put this. I think we'll put it A tier. It was definitely S tier, especially in Season 1. But it's had some nerfs. And I do think the meta will evolve eventually, where just aping on top of people with a jump pad is not going to work. There will be some like gadget or specialization or something. The players will evolve and counter the current like shotgun meta. And when they do, you'll need more versatility. So I think that puts the Lewis gun above it. So there you have it. The finals tier list.
Missing 3 guns.
Am I missing 3 guns?
Yeah.
So we're missing 3 guns, chat. Alright, chat. It's not quite the end of the tier list just yet. I forgot we had 3 more guns. Oh boy. Famas. God damn, the Famas, bro. Really? Like, is this even serious? God damn. I'm placing it C tier. Dude, I'm gonna be real nice to Oscar today and place that shit in C tier. But don't even get me started on the Famas, bro. That's one of the worst guns I've ever seen. Heavy shotgun, the slug shotgun. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, this is F tier. It's almost dog shit tier. But I'm not gonna lie. I think it's F tier. This thing is so bad. Like, even if you have good aim, it's like projectile based. So you just miss. Like, you'll be right, your crosshair will be right on them, and you just miss. It just feels horrible to use. This gun feels so bad. Oh my god, this pistol. Jesus, man. I've used this like 2 times on light in my whole life. So I was using it and I was like, damn, like I can't even kill another light with this thing, bro. Pistol's definitely F tier. The worst light gun for sure. By far. Well, I guess I do have the sniper below it, but that's for different reasons. That's for different reasons. So that's my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. I think I did pretty good. I know we're going to get a lot of angry melee players in the comments talking about how the sledgehammer and the katana need to be higher. But I'll be honest with you guys, those are cheese weapons, man. We're playing a first-person shooter, not a first-person melee game. This ain't For Honor. This is the finals.